What's up, guys? We're back. Day 9. It's actually Sunday. Mississippi finally thawed out enough for me to get to work on the boat again. If you remember last Sunday, I said we had an ice storm coming in, and it was a lot worse than anybody had planned on it being. So we were down for about 4 days. The state shut down all week, and it sucked pretty bad. So I got back to work on Thursday or Friday, I can't remember, and we've been working some pretty nutty hours the last few days. Had to work all day Saturday, which we usually don't do unless we have to. But it is what it is. So today is Sunday. I'm not even gonna say the plan is because nothing has gone to plan this time. Today I would like to get everything wired up and hopefully run it today. But like I said, nothing's going to plan, and I'm just gonna kind of roll with the punches now. Nobody expected the state to shut down for a week and not be able to do anything. So today I'm gonna get my gauges, at least my gauges wired today. Maybe all my accessories, hopefully all my accessories. I've still got to mount my Perco. I've got to mount some inside lights. That's where I left off last week. So that is today's hopeful plan. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It does help the channel out a lot, helps me out a lot. And leave me a comment on stuff you'd like to see. I'm waiting on another light. These 100-watt lights are getting kind of hard to find now that we can't get anything from China. And yeah, I know I should buy US made, but I don't. I buy the cheapest floodlights. That's another question I get a lot of. What lights do I run? I buy the cheapest 100-watt warm white floodlights I can find. I've had extremely good luck with them. I get about 3 years out of a set. But where I fish at, I don't fish open fields. I don't fish all that. We fish a lot of flooded timber. So if I bust one of these $20 lights out, which I've done before, I'd rather cry about 20 bucks versus $200. So, or $100 light, whatever. That's what I run. I've had extremely good success with them, and I really can't complain. I mean, $120 for 3 years, how could you get wrong? So I will be doing a video on how to mount these lights, how I do it. I do it really easy, like super easy, where you could change one out in the middle of a lake if you needed to. So I'm gonna get my gauges in, and I'm gonna get a general idea of how I'm gonna wire this boat, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright guys, I've been doing a little bit of work on the stuff I didn't really know about, like the gauges for the motor. I've never had to do that without actually having a wiring harness for the motor. So that's all kind of new to me. It's actually really easy. All I did was daisy chain all my gauges together. I'll show you in just a sec. Daisy chained all my gauges together, all the LEDs together that backlight the gauges, and ran my starter wires and stuff like that. Haven't tried anything. Y'all just gonna have to wait for that. So this is where I'm at on the console. I have all of my gauges tied in together. So all the black wires are LED power. The reds are 12-volt power, and then the little harness is the exact same thing. I've just got everything run to that. So they're all daisy chained to the key switch, which is fused on its own. I think there's like a 20-amp fuse in there. Everything's run to the key switch, so as soon as I turn the key on, all the gauges come on and power up, and then when I bump it over to start it, they go off, obviously, just like a car. So everything's run like that. I haven't tried any of it yet, so I don't even know if it works or not. So we are fixing to find out. But this is how I did it. Is it the right way? I don't know. It's the way I did it, and we're gonna see if it works. Okay, we're gonna bump the switch and see what happens. These batteries are kind of weak, so I really don't know what's gonna happen. Gauges came on. They lit up, they're nice and pretty, so. Yo, might have got it right on the first time. Battery's definitely weak though. I got the rest of my gauges wired up. Pretty cool. Getting excited for it. Still got to charge the battery though. Alright guys, so the last clip you saw was from this past weekend. Last weekend, that was last Sunday, Saturday, I don't remember. I didn't have enough to make a whole video, just because I didn't show much of the wiring for the motor, because that would be different for everybody unless you have a 454, but it was pretty simple. And it was stuff I didn't really know about, and I'm not going to preach to you stuff that I don't feel totally comfortable with, because that was a lot of trial and error. I've never done anything like that. But today's a big day. Today's an exciting day because I finally got my seats in. Well, I got 2 brand new seats, which are awesome. My buddy Hunter Tucker with Dixie Deer Blinds knocked them out for me, and he did an incredible job. This is kind of outside his wheelhouse from what he normally does. Like I said, he builds huge box stands and stuff like that, and I'm gonna leave a link to his website down below if y'all are ever in the market for an incredible deer stand. Y'all can hit him up because he does do really good work. I went ahead and put one cushion on one of them, my old cushion. I'm gonna go ahead and drill the holes in the seats, mount them, because I just can't wait to see what it looks like with both seats up there. And then I gotta finish wiring everything. I gotta clean up all my wires, and that will be it. And then I can move to the cage and fix that busted up part of the cage. I got a question of what happened to the cage. It's kind of a funny story on why I got this boat so cheap. Is that another airboat ran into the back of this one. That's why the back of this old seat was so busted up too. An airboat hit the back corner. This one got stuck. Another guy came to help him and ran into the back corner of the hull. Hang on, let me get over here, I can show you. Right there where the cage is so busted up. The boat hit here off the back corner of the hull, hit the cage, skipped up all the way up to the seat stand, and hit, you can see where it came through here, and hit the back of the seat. Which isn't ideal, but it was good for me because I got the boat cheap and I knew I could fix that. I bought this boat knowing I was gonna have to work on it, which, you know, they're all like that, but I wanted an airboat and this was in my budget. So I'm gonna pop my seats on there. I gotta drill the holes for them. If y'all hear anything, my nutty dog's down here again with me. But I'm gonna pop the holes in the seats, mount them, because I've got to see it. I've got to. Aside from that, hopefully tomorrow, today's Saturday, tomorrow I can put this thing on the water. Maybe, I don't know yet, because all I have left is my accessories. So it's getting really exciting. It's getting there. I will say as a disclaimer, I have spun it over. I haven't started it, I haven't cranked it. I'm gonna wait and show you all that, but I have turned it over just to get oil on everything because it's been sitting up for so long. Turned over fine. It pumped gas from the mechanical fuel pump, so everything is still working. It's getting there. All right, so stick around. We're gonna get this dude wired up, get seats put on it, and hopefully have a productive day. Okay guys, I've got my seats mounted. And how freaking good does that look? I'm so excited about it. Still haven't gotten a cushion for this one yet. I wanted to make sure that my old one fit before I order one and spend all the money. Gunner, I wish you'd get your big head out the way. Spend all the money on another one and it doesn't fit. But that is looking good. Still got to pull them off to get the cushions to fit right. What I'm going to do is, so these don't blow off going on the road ever, is I'm actually going to pinch the cushion between the rail and the seat. That way if the cushion does come off, it'll just flap around, won't go nowhere. But I'm eventually gonna get 2 new cushions. But that is looking good. I'm so excited about it. So now what I'm gonna work on is cleaning up my harness. Cleaning up my harness to the engine. I'm gonna run everything in conduit. Just make it nice and pretty so there's no loose wires everywhere and all that. And then when I go to start wiring up my 12-volt stuff, I will pick up the camera and show you how I do it because I have a better understanding of that. I'm no gearhead at all. I learned early on that I don't want to be a mechanic, so I became a nasty welder. And I don't enjoy that kind of stuff. I don't know a lot about it. I did it the way, I don't know if it was the right way or not. It works, but hey. I'm gonna clean that up, make it look pretty, and then get onto my lights and stuff like that. So whenever I get there, I'll pick the camera up, I'll show you the tools I'm using, the connectors, all that good stuff. Okay guys, so I'm ready to start running my accessory wires. I have everything that I'm gonna use laid out here. So a few tools you'll need. Obviously some good wire strippers. I like these Kleins. Actually Zach gave me these and I've used their living snot out of them. These are awesome. So you'll need some wire strippers, some good crimpers. Guys, do not cheap out on crimpers. I know you've seen them, some at the old parts house and stuff that are strippers and the crimpers. I hate those things. I never can get a good crimp. My connectors will pull out, all that good stuff. So I use these. I don't even know what brand they are. We've had them forever. But you can get a really good crimp on it. I've had no issues with those. So you'll need that, a lighter or a heat gun for your heat shrink connectors. I use a lighter just because it's quicker than a heat gun and I don't have to run an extension cord. If you don't mind a little black soot all over your connectors, which I don't care because they're covered up. Some heat shrink butt connectors. Guys, remember this is going on a boat. Boats get wet, you're in water, electricity and water do not mix. So you want to waterproof everything you can to the best of your abilities. So I bought this kit off of eBay for $25. It's like a 500 piece kit, something like that, which is incredibly cheap. I've used a few of them already and they seem to be really, really good. I'll leave a link to everything I'm using in the description so you can pick it up for yourself. These seem to be really good quality connectors. I've bought some pretty shoddy ones off of eBay before, but these seem to be pretty good, so I'll be using those. My wires, I'm using 14 gauge marine grade duplex. Be sure you get marine grade. If you don't want to have to do this again, buy marine grade. The only difference is the copper wire on the inside is tin coated to prevent corrosion. Copper does corrode. So I use duplex. One's yellow, one's red. I'm not sure what year they did, but on marine applications they changed the ground color from black to yellow. So grounds are yellows on boats now. Is it really that big a deal? I don't know, unless you're doing something with the Coast Guard, but I'm not, so that's that. So that's awesome. Also, I bought this off eBay. I bought it in the 100-foot rolls. This one's left over from the fan boat. I have another roll in the truck in case I need it. A Sharpie to label everything, because the way I like to wire all my stuff is I run everything up to the box and then I label the ends of it. That way I know what it is, because all this wire, once you get it in the box, is going to look the exact same. And then I have a couple different kinds of conduits. This is 3/8 wire loom. This is the stuff I prefer because this corrugated stuff just doesn't seem to hold up in the heat and the sun and all that. I'm only using this to cover up all the wires going into the box, and then I'm running all my wires except for my engine harness because I hadn't gotten this in yet and I can't find this locally. I ordered this off eBay as well. So all my wires that are getting run under the deck and stuff like that will be run inside this. I've got two different sizes of that. I've got 3/8 and 3/4. This is 3/4 rigid stuff. This is stuff you just get from like AutoZone and all that, which works fine. It just doesn't seem to hold up as well. And then of course zip ties. Now, my biggest pet peeve on boats is zip ties. I absolutely love them. They have great, they have their place. Obviously for tying down wires and stuff, they're great. But when you cut a zip tie, do not use angle cutters. Just don't do it. It leaves that sharp point. Years ago, I used to work in a boat shop, and when boats come in from people that wired them themselves, they'd have these zip ties cut off at the very base of it, cut at an angle, and as soon as you reach your hand under that console and all that, it looks like a cat got hold of you. It cuts every living snot out of you. So use something with a straight cutter, and luckily your wire strippers 9 times out of 10 will have a straight cutting edge on it. They're not angled. So you run it, hold it as straight as you can, clip your zip tie, and you don't have those sharp points to worry about. So this is everything that I'm going to be using. Of course, wrenches and sockets and stuff where I got to get into something to wire it. And that's it. Again, I'll leave links to all these tools in the description. If I can find these crimpers, I'll leave them in the description too. But we're gonna get started. I'm gonna pop you up on a time lapse. I'm gonna pop you guys up on a time lapse and just start running wires. And when I get it into the box, I'll show you how I run it to the fuse block and all that good stuff. But me running wires, that's gonna be different on every boat. Just remember to do it as cleanly as you can. And again, with zip ties, you don't want to put a zip tie every 1 inch on your wire. Space it out, make it look right, because zip ties are a cheap way of doing this. And if you put a bazillion zip ties all the way through your wiring, it just looks like crap. So use zip ties sparingly and only when you can. I'm gonna use a few other little wire hold downs, like the little loop clamps and stuff like that. But do wiring as cleanly as you can and do it right. Go into this with a plan to have it right, because wiring is something you do not want to deal with on the middle of a lake when you don't have a running boat. So do it right the first time so you don't have to do it twice. So I'm gonna pop you guys up on a time lapse. I'm gonna get busy because I'd love to go run this thing today. So you guys stick around. Alright guys, so we've got all the accessories pretty much wired up. I have everything in a fuse block, as you can see. So everything, all my accessories are fused. All my hots come in here to a fuse, all my grounds are here. And then from the switch I have hots going to the accessory and then hots going to the fuse block. So everything is fused. If there's ever a problem, I could just fix these fuses and we are good to go. I still got some cleaning up to do inside here. That's all we've pretty much done. And now Michael is working on the
kill switch and ignition switch.
Yeah, the push button starter for the front. Alright guys, we're finished up for today. We didn't make it to the water, but we've made it to my back pasture behind the shop. The motor's running, so we're gonna spin it over. If it runs on the trailer, we're gonna dump it off on the ground and see what happens. I've never dry run it before, so I guess now's the best time to do it. So I'm gonna pass the camera to Mike. We're gonna start it up and hopefully everything works.
Well, we dropped it in the wrong place. Time to get the tractor.
Well guys, the boat doesn't run dry. It's the first time I've ever tried it. I didn't think it would, but it was I mean, you gotta have fun with it. It's running. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I just realized I did not make a outro to that video. I'm sitting here editing it right now. Boat didn't run dry. No biggie, I knew it wouldn't. It's a direct drive boat. I need a reduction, so it's all in the plan. But I hope you guys enjoyed this installment of me unscrewing an airboat, or trying to unscrew an airboat. But I've got dogs. They don't leave me alone. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and please remember to subscribe if you did enjoy it, and leave me a comment. Leave me a comment on what you'd like to see on this boat, and we will catch you on the next one.